Yo, 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 what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big ups to that 501 at 317 Little Rock, Indianapolis, baby. We are in the motherfucking building. And I'm back with another one. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. We gotta address this shit, man. Haney-Russell, Devin Haney look like it done fell apart. Look like it done fell apart, man. Issues on this side, issues on that side. We don't know who to, you know what I'm saying, kind of get the gist to, but we're going to get into all of it. We're going to break it down bit by bit and see who the blame really got to fall on. Also, Bob Arum came out and said that Wilder Fury is right on track for December 19th. So that ain't but a couple months away, so I want to know, can Wilder get it done? Do y'all think Wilder can get it done? We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show, but y'all know my name. Y'all know how I get down, and y'all know what I'm about. With that being said, yo, Mike, drop that beat on him. Yes, sir.
Sometimes you got to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. Mark Nash, Michael Gross, the boss. My nigga. My brother. Let's get this shit done, Mike. We all love sports, right? Mike Gross, the boss. This is Mike on Sports. He smoke competition, same time smoke a port. When it comes to debating, he's one of the greatest. Put him on the A-list over Kellerman and Bayless. If you missed the show, couldn't make it, just log on and click the playlist. That boy always working, not to be played with. Hit subscribe and the bell for the latest. Mike Gross, the boss. Mike on Sports. Right there from first bell, tip up and coin toss. Mike Gross, the boss. Mike on Sports. He call it how he see it. Either you won or you lost. Big games, big fights, rolling dubs up. You like the content, hater? Click the thumbs up. Cashapp, super chat, go all in. But do your research first before you call in.
Been waiting on. Yes, I am back. I am back. I am back. I am back. Yes, sir. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good? How y'all feeling out there, man? Hopefully everything going good with y'all. And goddamn it, YouTube land strapped up.
You
Sammy,
got the audacity. You got the audacity.
We ain't ready for that yet, Bill. Hold on, Bill. We ain't ready for that yet, Bill. We're gonna come to you. We're gonna come to you, man. We're gonna get you right, Bill. Hold on. We gotta start with old Gary first. We gotta start with Mr. Haney-Russell first. But how y'all living out there, man? Hopefully everything going good for y'all, man. I know, man. I know. I've been seeing it. A lot of people think it's Bill's fault. A lot of folks thinking that it's Gary's fault. A lot of crazy shit out there going on, man. A lot of crazy shit out there going on. So we're going to put our Mike on Sports investigative hat on. And we're going to try to goddamn get to the bottom of it. We're going to really try to get to the bottom of this shit. But first off, let me get out to my chat, man. Make sure I shout out everybody out there in the chat who are always supporting Mike on Sports. Strapped Up Sammy, Dwayne B., Jared Cashapp, Trey Miller. What's going on, Trey? Tack. What's going on? Fresh BX. What's good? Which channel? What's good? Undisputed Truth. What's good? Deanna Salinas Galagos. What is going on, Miss Galagos? Hopefully everything is going good with you. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. It seems like Haney-Russell and Bill Haney can't see eye to eye. What up, Mark Nash, my guy? Big up for the intro, big dog. I appreciate it. And they have some issues with the contract. I'm gonna bring up the red flags. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the red flags like Gary said, because Gary said shit. Red flags came up. And instead of me telling it, I'm gonna let Gary tell y'all what he's talking about. So we're gonna play this Haney-Russell video, and then we're gonna get into this Bill Haney audio, which is about 17 minutes long. So We gonna chop all that up. So y'all bear with me. Y'all fasten your seatbelts, get your blunt ready, get your wine, get your beer, get your whatever you got. It's Friday. You just got off work. Sit back and relax with your boy, man. We gonna goddamn get to the bottom of this shit. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to just give everybody an update on what's going on and what the status is. It's business, so we received the term sheet. We finally got a chance to actually get around, get it sent over to our attorneys and everybody else. And I want to say this to Bill Haney. Stop going around here telling people that y'all own boss and that y'all running shit, because y'all not. So get off the phone with Al, and an attorney of mine. And in the first line of the term sheet states that this fight will only take place based upon only if the Zone and Matchroom picks it up. That's a red flag. That's a red flag, because if y'all gonna make a fight, the Zone and Matchroom should have already picked it up, and they should have already been included within the contract, because the Zone is pretty much like this Devin Haney's promoter, and Matchroom is pretty much like the network or whatever that we would be competing on. So how the fuck y'all gonna send me a blank check? That's basically what they did, y'all. They sent me a blank check, y'all. They sent me a term sheet without the network or the promotion, which is the Zone and Matchroom, without them being included in it at all. And ultimately, I think what Bill is trying to do, I'm not gonna say Bill and them not trying to make the fight. I'm one of the ones that's gonna be real with the people. I think they try and make the fight, but I think Bill trying to middleman some shit and try to get me to be like, well, look, I got everything. We agreed to all the terms and we got everything situated, and this is what it is. And then he wanted me to sign, and then he's going to go and take it back and try to present it to the Zone and Matchroom, and then they would have the choice whether they would, want to take the fight or not. They could very possibly be like, nah, that's not a good fight. So y'all trying to get me to sign a blank check? What the fuck? Hey, listen, stop this shit, man. I said I was going to come down to the number that y'all wanted. I came down to the number, and now what you telling me is, all right, we'll sign this, and then I'm going to get back to you, and I'm going to let you know if Eddie and Matchroom them, they really want to make this fight. That's pretty much what's going on, y'all. That's some crazy shit. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. Y'all need to go get Bill. Y'all need to go get y'all shit together, and then come correct when you deal with me, man. Y'all gotta come all the way correct, and when y'all dealing with me, y'all can't come with this little half-ass bullshit that y'all think y'all doing, man. That shit crazy. And then the fucked up part is Devin the one that's gonna get the ass end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? If this shit comes into fruition, I'm trying to make the fight. What's up? Get your peoples, man. Get your peoples, man. Tell your peoples to holler at us, Bill. Let's do this shit the correct way. You got to do things accordingly when you do business with me. You got to do business right. You can't do no side, middleman, halfway shit, man. We got to do this shit all the way right. So to the fans, to the people, that's what's going on, And if they keep bullshitting, I'm still going to get me enough fight in. You know what I'm saying? I'm still about to get me enough fight in if they playing games, and it will be at 135. I'm moving up. I ain't playing with these niggas, man. I just wanted to let the fans know what was going on, what's happening, man. Y'all tell me what's up, man. I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what's up. I mean, we can probably still get this shit hashed out, but they need to get their promoter and the network that we competing on board, because as of now, they not on board. So that's what it is, man. Holla at me.
All right, there you have it. G. Russ, you know what I'm saying? Letting you know what gave him trepidation about agreeing to the term sheet. Now, look, we all know that this fight was pretty much done between the fighters, done between these two parties. Not a promoter, not a network. They ain't spoke on it at all. Only thing we seen from the zone was them putting little fire emojis doing a live one time. Most of the time, you want to agree to terms. So if you can do that without the promoter being involved, and that's what Bill Haney to me looked like he was trying to do, because he is like I believe the president or whatever of Devin Haney promotion. So I think they were trying to get a term sheet in order for them to present to Matchroom, and that ain't gonna take nothing but an extra week or so. You know what I'm saying? Like Matchroom will see it like, okay, this is a good fight or is it a bad fight? Whichever one, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they was gonna sign off on it. And by that time, Matchroom, we all know Matchroom sometimes it's crazy how they work with the zone, because all of their pay-per-view fights, the zone have the option to pick it up. And every other fight goes on the zone. So I'm sure the zone was gonna pick it up. I think what Bill Haney and them was trying to do was just agree to terms, so there's nothing to be hashed out with the promoters or anything like that. So it's not going to take long to goddamn you hash that out. But it just seems like, honestly, what I get from it, it honestly seems like Gary has his mind on something else, guys. I was able to talk to Gary Russell last night. Big ups to my guy, Boxing Source. I went on his platform, and I asked him, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're serious about moving forward and fighting, Devin Haney, in my opinion, you wouldn't really care, you know what I'm saying, if the public knew who that potential opponent was that you could be fighting. So last night I asked Gary two questions. I was like, you know how Eddie Hearn does business. You know that they want control of the rematch clause or vice versa. Now, would that be a problem or a hindrance to the fight happening? He was like, you know what? That's something for the promoters to be hashed out. You know what I'm saying? That's something for the promoters to be hashed out. So he really didn't give me a direct answer. Now, when I asked him about who his potential opponent was, because in my eyes, if you're really, you know what I'm saying, there and you're really talking about fighting Devin Haney, you wouldn't care if the public knew who your backup opponent was. So I asked him, and he politely told me no comment. He politely told me, you know what I'm saying, directly, no comment. And that tells me right there that they possibly have something else in the bag. For Gary Russell at 135, it seems like. Who could that be? That's what I want to know. Because I went on H Money platform too last night and was able to talk to Bill Haney, and we'll get to that later. But when it's dealing with Gary Russell, who do y'all think Gary Russell had the potential to fight? Use y'all brains now. You got to think 135, and you gotta realistically think PBC. Who is going to be out there for G Russ to get in the ring with at 135? We know Leo Santa Cruz is busy. He fighting Javante, so that's two guys off the table right there. Who can Gary Russell fight on PBC at 135, and that can give him some clout, maybe some rankings, probably too. Gary got a December date with Fortuna. All right, Trey Miller thinks it's gonna be Fortuna. Johnny says, "Shit, I don't know, Mike. I don't know. I was racking my brain all night. Man. And Fortuna was the name that I came up with. Fortuna was the name that I came up with. He's highly ranked in the WBC. We all know that Gary Russell has been a WBC champion a long time, so he's probably gonna go down that WBC route. My guy Steve Z says Gary says send the 1.5 with rematch and winners promotion company, and Haney sent that. Now they are talking about what Haney's making. No, he's not talking about what Haney's making. He's talking about the zone and Matchroom not being a part of the term sheet. And I really don't get into much to that, because I know a term sheet is not a legal binding agreement. It's just something that parties send out to see if they can make a fight. Because if they can agree to terms, if they can agree to the money aspect, which Gary said 1.5 was going to do for him, if they can agree to that, everything else can be hashed out between lawyers and promoters and all that. I believe. I'm not diverse in fucking boxing contracts or boxing term sheets. So I'm just giving y'all my perspective from a guy who graduated from Purdue with a bachelor's degree. I'm just trying to give you guys a little insight onto how I see it, how I think. And I have no proof. I have no inside information about any of this, but I'm just going off what I think. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just really think that the term sheet in Gary's position, it seems kind of weak. Honestly, it just seems kind of weak. And enough of me blabbering and all this shit. Let's get on to Bill Haney. Now, I got the Bill Haney audio, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. We don't have any video, any visual. So you guys just check out this Bill Haney audio and let me know what you think about it. Push play.
Say a term sheet is a contract. Those are the terms of the fight, sir. We tapped you on your shoulder. The zone and Matchroom didn't. You know we came looking for you, Mr. Russell. And I told you before we got down, I said, hey, if Al's interested in putting up the money for you and you getting a world title, you said Al not interested. He said, if they put up the money, then you with it. You said you didn't want mine. You said you didn't want DHP money. Yeah, you didn't want that. We told you we got 1.5 million for you personally. We said we got 1.5 million for you personally, brother. You said you didn't like that. You didn't want to deal with us with terms of the 1.5. So guess what? We found somebody that would agree to your terms. Your terms. But if you with Al, you keep talking about Eddie to talk to you. Why wouldn't Eddie talk to Al? You said the whole thing. You said Al said that it's okay for you to talk to us, to DHP, Devin. And Eddie said the same thing. Huh? Yeah, excuse me, for getting off, because I keep waiting for a call from Gary and them to say he didn't realize what the fuck he just said and he was out of pocket. I'm not brushing his fucking hair. What the fuck are y'all talking about, man? Yeah, we coming, we asking the people. Does any of that shit make sense? He's the longest reigning champion in boxing. We ain't on this live. I'm giving him his grams. He's the longest reigning champion in boxing. And Devin is the youngest champion in boxing. Gary is a problem for who? That's why he ain't fought nobody. Man, we want to do this fight for the DMV, man. I'm telling y'all. We love our people on the West Coast. I'm telling you, we want to do it for the DMV. I love all my people on this West Coast, Vegas, you know what I'm saying, California, Texas, but on some real shit, like Dev just said it, this for them real stand-up niggas, them kings and queens out that DMV, man. You know what I'm saying? Who been riding for Lil Gary, who ride for Tank, and we respect them. You know what I mean? Because they ride for their people. No Haney versus Boots set it up, man. We good, man. We good friends with the Ennis family. His dad, a real stand-up dude. I love what they doing there at 147, and they challenging all the big dudes. Why would you say some stupid shit like that? Some more chaos and confusion, chaos operatives. You dig? Period. You know you got some stupid shit to say. Devin, listen, Dev said if he came on and talked this morning, that would be what a desperate man is going to do. Dev going to sleep like a boss and let his general and his army talk to you lames. You dig? No. I woke up in a very comfortable bed, Fina. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. We got a bunch of money around here that we offering this champ.
Well, goddamn, Bill. Goddamn, Bill. Calling the man a chump. Calling him Lil Gary. Like, damn, this seems like it's getting a little bit personal. And y'all seen what Devin Haney said about him? Mr. Cap strikes again. The DMV is mine. So what y'all think? Is Bill telling the truth? Is Bill telling the truth about Gary worrying about Devin Haney's money? Worrying about how much Devin Haney making? I thought Gary said he was good with the 1.5. I thought Al said he can talk. Al said he can talk. Now what? He can't talk no more? Why is Gary backing up like this? Why is he going in retro steps? You know what I'm saying? Why he ain't progressing forward? We was close to getting this shit done. But it just seems like at the end of the day, I don't know. You right. You right, Struther Samuel. It's like it's two sides of the story. What's going on, Austin GT? What's going on, Charlo? It's two sides of the story, you know what I'm saying? So what up, Smart Money? I really don't know, man, because on one hand, it was like, give me 1.5, shout it, and we can fight. Give me 1.5, shout it, and we can fight. Man, y'all smash that thumbs up button on your way in. Like and subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed. If you're watching me on Facebook, do me a favor. Like and follow the Mike on Sports Facebook page. Like and follow the Mike on Sports Facebook page. It costs you nothing. Just show your boy some love. Also, if you really want to show your boy some love, man, send me out a super chat. You know what I'm saying? These episodes, I try to make a little bread off of them, you know what I'm saying? So whatever y'all can send me, it helps. If not, just smash that thumbs up button, man, and we're going to get back to the show. Man, at the end of the day, it just seems like it's a roadblock. First, it was the rematch clause. Now we talking about money. Like what? Like when did it differ? When did it differ? But we're gonna go back to Bill Haney and maybe he can shed some light onto when this situation actually kind of changed.
And we standing out here, we putting our neck on the lines about this shit. And this lame gonna talk about he need to talk to. Huh? You need to talk to. Sparring is sparring, man. Stand up, man. I'm talking about, man, listen, I ain't talking about no sparring now. Devin on a whole nother level. Your mama aged. Yeah. So, Mr. Gary Russell, if you pull out the agreement that was sent over to you, it's everything that you asked for. Now, if you need to talk to somebody at some place else without signing an agreement, we can do that too. Who you want to talk to? Who you want to talk to over here, Gary? Really? Who do you want to talk to? You not lame. You a fan, man. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the haters, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to switch the shit. I've been in the, man, come on, man. I've been in the streets all my life. You can't switch this shit. We trying to do this shit for the fans. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lane and the comments. No, don't cross it with Shakur. That's another good of our family. You know what I'm saying? All respect to the Stevenson family. Lil J, you know what I mean? You know, we need to call him Big J. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jay Prince, man. You know? Good friend of mine and mentor, a brother to me. Your mama straight, Moolah. Your mama. Your mammy. Shout out to the Garcia family, Ryan Garcia and his family, who's doing an amazing job with them. We've been witnessing them all through the amateurs. He got a fight. He got a big fight up with Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? We wish him well, and that's a fight that he would become the interim, and maybe it will be in the future. That's not dandruff, fool. That's shit that I just because I just got out the shower, you lame. So I put shit in my hair, you know what I'm saying, and then it dry. You see what I'm saying? Then it dry. I ain't got no dandruff, lame. Fuck's wrong with you, fool? I just got out of the shower. I ain't even did my hair, man. I'm still fighting for my glamour this morning. I just jumped on here because Dev said that the dude had responded. You did? Team Hard Way. I like that. Team Hard Way. Hey, thank you, brother. Being a great father, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about the role model, but I'm definitely an OG, you know, and I appreciate it. I try to, you know, do the right thing, do to others as I want done to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it go with me. Gary ain't gonna get in the ring. I'm pissed off, man. I mean, for real. The man is capping, man. And Dev said that, and I said, no, he ain't. I said, no, he ain't. Because I know it's thoroughbred niggas up out the DMV. Nigga. Thoroughbred. Stand up niggas out the DMV. So that's why we wanted to, what the interest was. You know what I mean? We know that it didn't have a global interest. Of course, Gary, ain't nobody checking for him in Kazakhstan, Australia, you know what I mean? New Zealand, you know, all them other places and countries. Man got 40,000 people following him on Instagram. Not to say that means something, but I'm saying it really means something to the DMV and East Oakland. But everyone needs an approval from the network. As promoters, how would I present it to the network if he's not even agreeing to the shit? So what do I present? 10 different fights? I say we got 10 different fights for 10 different days? How they gonna prove it and you ain't even said you want to fight? That's not my job to go talk about the hypothetical. My job is to get the guys to get ready to get in the ring. I've been doing this shit for, man, come on, man. We did all his fights. We did the last 3 with the help of Matchroom. We 24-0. We did 21 on our own. I'm not fighting no motherfucking Gary Russell, BH versus Gary Russell, man. You know what I'm saying? We handling this business and we going to take it serious. And if it ain't what's happening, then we going to, you know what I'm saying? Get back to the Devin Haney show. Yeah, definitely. He's a lion in the jungle, a young lion. Gary's an old lion, and he caught him limping. Yeah, we didn't send out no offers to no PBC fighters. We ain't going to disrespect the great Al Heyman like that. I would never disrespect him like that. We seen him offering his services as a boss to Terrence Crawford at 147 pounds. So Devin, as a young boss, offered him some money to come on the network that he's on and give you guys something that y'all, you know what I'm saying, that y'all can appreciate. Y'all the fans, y'all the one to pay for it. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't, we can't spend number $10, $20 for a fight in each house. 20 here, 20 at Devin's, that's 40. Another 20, we might spend $1,000 on the fight. When we all watching, we appreciate us without y'all, the fans, LDBC for making this shit happen. And he gonna say DAZN them? Come on, man. You gonna put DAZN and Matchroom in the middle of negotiating between 2 extremely talented and successful black families that we can't come to an agreement and then present it to somebody? You gonna honestly say that about me, G? You gonna go in there and say that and test my integrity and test all the shit with me? Because I sent over a term sheet, and the term had the youngest champion in the world on it. I got him to agree to it. It's a term sheet, man. It ain't a contract. Nobody send no a contract over there to you. It's a term sheet, man. These are the terms that you said on live, like they told me. Oh, is that what he wants? Oh, well, get him to agree to the terms, and let's see will DAZN approve it? Huh? Yeah, that's what my counselors. Yeah, they sit up around me. You talking about your lawyers and all that? My lawyers went to Sidewalk U. Yeah, my lawyers went to Sidewalk U, man. So you think we gonna what was the check? Was I supposed to send him some money? He ain't even got in the ring. So when you talk about blank check how? He wanted a check for 1.5, or do he want the terms in which he's going to get in the ring on a particular day for an event for the people, and he'll pick up the money based on the terms of the agreement? That's all we're trying to do is make it happen, Queen. Hey, Cake Dog, excuse me for interrupting Dev's live, because we got a bunch of Devin fans, supporters, family, friends, associates that don't even know who Mr. Gary Russell is and don't even know why BH the Great is on his live. But Devin has the biggest platform to get out, because if I was to go on and talk on y'all probably wouldn't have heard it. You probably wouldn't have heard it. So Dev said, go ahead, Pops. But it's 9:25 out here. We're not getting another opponent. Gary Russell is the opponent. We're not moving on. Because if the zone don't approve it, then Showtime approve it. Yeah, we didn't care nothing about that. We sent it over there to them. We said first. I said, well, gee, well, see what Al want to do. See what Al want to do first. You send over the terms. That ain't Charlotte. You tell them to send over the terms. If they, gee, you ain't make no sense. You are the opponent and you will not get out of this. And if it don't look right, you write the shit in and send it back to us. And then when you send it, then say, oh, they wouldn't accept it. Write another piece of paper down and write the shit down and send it over. And they're going to stop capping. Little ass fraud. Nigga testing my integrity. I ain't never said nothing about you as being a man. I got a bunch of times you didn't call me. You sit up and call me, brother. You might call me when we get off the phone. A real man don't need no announcement. You either gonna feel him or you not.
Boy, that was some gangster shit right there from BH. That nigga BH the Great ain't fucking around. He letting it be known, like, Gary, you want to fight, my nigga, negotiate. That's all you got to do at the end of the day, nigga, negotiate. But I know y'all, it sound good. They willing to go fight on Showtime and all that bullshit. But you guys got to think about this, though. Before you even like hop to, okay, yeah, Showtime, pick it up. Nah, you got to think about this, though. Even if the zone, let's just say the zone like, nah, we ain't fuck with that, and it's not a good fight. Showtime probably not going to pick it up either. Think about why, though. Before Devin Haney signed, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, trying to cause no riff or talk bad about Devin Haney. But before he signed with Matchroom in the zone, he was having a Showtime little thing going with himself. Kevin Gates walking him out to the ring. They got an all access on goddamn Devin Haney on the YouTube page still up to this day. To this day, it's still up. Showtime invested a lot of money in Devin. Now you want us to pick up a fight that your network wouldn't pick up? You want us to pick it up while you still under contract with somebody we particularly don't like. Y'all know Stephen Espinoza not fond of goddamn me Eddie Hearn. Y'all know Stephen Espinoza is not fond of Eddie Hearn. No, Devin, you said you was the boss. You was goddamn gonna bring it in. You was goddamn gonna get it over the line. So let the zone pick it up. And I really don't see a reason why the zone wouldn't pick it up. Only thing that is disturbing to me is always disturbing. Why is Gary not trying to negotiate the shit out? Like, if I'm coming to you with a term sheet, the reason of the term sheet is for me and us to agree to something, so the lawyers ain't got to do all that extra shit, and we ain't got to pay them for all that extra shit. If we can agree to the money, everything else gonna take care of itself, because we already done agreed to the important part, the most important part, which is the money. If we can agree to the money, then goddamn it, shouldn't everything else just flow? And for me, like Gary, that right there, it's my own red flag. But let me bring my guy Mark Nash in, man. What's going on, Mark, man? He's the guy that made that wonderful intro that you guys see on the outro and intro, you know what I'm saying? Beginning and end of every show. So big ups to my guy Mark Nash, man. What's going on, brother?
Peace, King. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, you on mute.
Check 1, check 2. Can you hear me?
All right, there we go.
Peace. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Hold up, that's my mic. That's me. Mike, thanks for having me on. Can y'all hear me out there? How it sound?
Yeah, you sound, turn your mic down just a little bit. Turn it down just a little bit.
How about that?
Nigga, A1 from day one.
My man. Thanks again, man, for having me on. Thanks again for the opportunity to sit here and talk with you, smoke a virtual blunt with you, hey, talk about some boxing. You know what I'm saying? All right. So
give me your whole spiel, man. Like,
hey, look, but you still got more of the audio to play because I've been on this journey with you on the last couple of weeks right here. Like,
I got more to play.
Huh? Is that the rest of
Yep, that was Bill Haney spiel on his live, and we played the Gary Russell shit.
Did you see them on Fanon today when they talked back to back?
I seen him on Fanon a little bit when he was like on the gangster shit. When Bill was like, we doing it for the streets, and he named some dude's name. Like, I don't know.
Well, Bill said, "Well, tell me who you do know then. I'm gonna check in with them."
I can't play that guy. That's Fanon audio.
I get it.
It's cool, you know what I'm saying. But everybody else, like YouTube audio, I can't be playing this shit. But yeah, big ups to.
I agree.
Big ups to Fanon and Blue Bloods and who else?
Okay. Well, did you do a summation of basically what was going on for the people?
Yeah. I been tuned in. I actually talked to Bill and Gary last night. I talked to Gary on the boxing source. I believe you was on that too, right?
Hell yeah, I was. On Boxing Voice.
Boxing Source.
Yeah, I was on Boxing Source, and then I actually got to ask Mr. Haney a question on H Money. Yeah. So did you hear what I asked him and what he said though?
No. What did he say?
He didn't. I basically asked him.
It's a show, nigga. Let the people know.
Oh yeah, Pete. Say I ain't know if you already discussed it. You know, I'm here trying to get. Hey, look, I'm here trying to twist that thing up, get on your level, man.
Oh man,
talk about some boxing.
Hey, man, you're gonna need a whole long ass ladder, nigga, to get on my level. But I've been smoking for a long time. Today,
hey, look, basically in a nutshell, I asked BH the great Mr. Haney. I asked him just point blank, close ended. About the rematch clause that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. wanted, basically saying, hey, winner becomes A side in a nutshell. I'm paraphrasing now. I didn't ask it quite like that, but his reply was, what, you know, basically he kind of danced around it. No disrespect to the brother, but he didn't give me a no, that's a deal breaker or not. He basically said,
he said that to me, kind of danced around and changed like the topic a little bit.
He basically said something to the degree, right. He spun me. And granted, that's not my platform. I don't want to damage anybody's relationship, so I didn't press it. I didn't press him. Plus, you know, it was a lot of people on the panel, so people was coming right in. But I basically asked him, is that a deal breaker? He was like, well, who would pay for the rematch? I said, I'm sure Al Heyman, Steven Espinoza, Showtime, if not them, Fox would pick it up. If now Gary Russell is the champion and he just beat the favorite, skipping a weight class, going up to 135. I'm sure they would pay for it. And then he went to somewhere where, well, I'm a promoter. And I was like, well, shit, I can't say nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't argue with him on that. I'm not a boxing promoter, and I had to leave that alone and just hey, look, I had to put my screen on this. Okay. Sure, no problem. That nigga started boss talking me. I was like, all right, you got it, champ. You know what I'm saying? What can I say to that? But he didn't give me a definitive answer. But I can understand where people are coming from on both sides, because at the end of the day, when have we stopped trusting Al Heyman? You get what I'm saying? We've all loved, respected, and trusted. Even Mr. Haney, Bill Haney, when he speaks about it, he still is not disrespectful of Al Heyman. You get what I'm saying? So why is Gary ducking, but Gary saying Al saying the paperwork ain't right? Both things can't be true. You can't love and respect Al Heyman, but then say Gary's ducking because he wants stuff in his paperwork, and you know Al Heyman is the man behind the strings. Both things can't be true. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, because when Bill like speaks about Al Heyman, he does speak with respect, you know what I'm saying, in his voice. And yeah, man, it's like I just don't know if you're Al, like you probably got a plan for Gary, just like you got a plan for you got a plan for Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? That's probably like think of Gary as of Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of Dan.
I'm riding with you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just ride with me. Just ride with me. So if Gary's like a Danny Garcia, good champion in a lower weight class, moving up, going up to challenge all the big guys at 130 and 135. If you're Al Heyman, do you really spoil Gary? Because he might could lose. He might could win against Devin Haney. Real talk, like it's truly like one of those 50-50 fights. But think about it. What is Al Heyman doing at 147? Who is he trying to build up?
At 147?
Mm-hmm.
Spence.
Who's the Earl Spence of the 130s and 135 for PBC?
Tank.
Would you rather Tank have Gary Russell's scalp, or would you rather Devin Haney have it? If you're Al Heyman.
This fight is big now, though. This fight don't blew up. People are talking about this fight more than they talking about Charlo.
Cool.
And they fighting in 2 weeks.
Cool. Man. What if Gary Russell and Tank get announced? DMV area it's still the same area. It's still the same area, baby. It's still the same place.
Would they fight there though? It's no fans though, Mike.
Who a bigger star? Who doing pay-per-views right now? Who a bigger star?
But Mike, it's no fans in the arena right now. So you can have that fight in the
my nigga, with fans in the arena. If football doing it, best believe boxing finna do. Boxing finna go straight to goddamn outdoor arenas. They doing a straight up outdoor arena from now. Either it's gonna be a big ass dome that they can fit 80,000 and they can put 15, 20,000 in there, or they going straight to outdoors arenas. If football did it last night,
I'm there for it.
Boxing looking back like, shit, hold on. They doing all this contact. We can mitigate the contact that's on a football field in a boxing ring. It won't be on the same level. Right. If we get 15, 16,000 people in the arena, we're coming back. So, I mean, it's just
like an outdoor arena?
In an outdoor arena.
They got them, though. They got them out here. We got one out here in Atlanta that Lakewood hold a lot of people.
And the reason I say all this is because Gary threw me for a curve last night. When I asked him about the opponent that he was thought about fighting, he couldn't even give me a name.
I was there for that. That was on Boxing Source.
Give me a name, so that tells me like shit. If you ain't even interested in whispering the name, y'all got serious plans about fighting that guy, whoever that guy may be. Some say Fortuna. If you're trying to build Gary up,
I'm play devil's advocate on that, Mike.
Go ahead.
Why should he reveal that if we haven't completely closed this out yet? He still knows Devin is a big fight, even far as the name, like how he took JoJo Diaz. Like if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry,
he had no choice.
Okay, but I can respect that. But this is a move up though, and if you look back, they had this. Their records are about similar, if I'm not mistaken. Like undefeated, 25 wins, 15 knockouts, something like that, or 24 wins. They almost mirror as far as wins and knockouts, JoJo and Devin. And I think if you're Gary Russell Jr., if you're gonna take on a Devin Haney, you take him now, while he's young, while he still lacks some of the experience. And if you're Devin Haney, why not? I believe in myself. I'm about to beat this dude up. He's too little. He's too small. My skills are superior. My reflexes. If I can see both sides of this equation, I really think the problem is the business. I don't think neither one of these guys are really ducking each other. So these guys are professional fighters, both champions. These guys ain't gonna duck a street fight, let alone a professional sanctioned fight with gloves on, in my opinion. If you've been in enough gyms, you know these guys, man. These ain't necessarily all evil dudes. They're not all super tough guys. But if they know anything, they know how to do lefts and rights on your motherfucking ass. Excuse my language.
You cool.
But my G, I hate when I hear the fans saying this person is ducking. What I don't like is Mr. Gary Russell Jr. I was watching on when Fernandez, when I think he got off, Bill got off. He still had Batman on, who's basically Gary Russell's brother, his mouthpiece on the internet. Gary said that clearly. He started talking about the back end money, bruh. He started talking about Okay, who gonna give up their check? Oh, look, so you gonna give us the 1.5, which is show? Because Bill said we basically putting our purse up. We betting on ourselves. If we lose, we back in the unemployment line, quote unquote, right? My G. If it's a Devin Haney promotion, he should get most, if not all, of the back end. Is Gary promoting himself?
It'll be a co-promotion.
Co-promotion with who? Who's Gary Russell Jr.'s promotion?
I mean, it'd probably be like TGB or someone, whatever Haney gonna use.
We don't know.
And,
we don't know.
Gary, bro, I know for a fact that Gary gonna get a cut on the back end of the promotional thing. All Al Haymon fighters do. All the niggas got little fronts, or they got little companies that
but that's not them fighting on the zone though.
Huh?
That's when they fight. But that's when they fight on PBC, Fox, Showtime, the Zone, CBS. CBS.
If I am advised by Al Haymon, don't you believe? Goddamn it, if we doing a fucking deal with the Zone, I'm gonna make sure that my co-promotion is part of that promotion. Come on, big dog. Al Haymon been doing this for long, man. He ain't gonna take Gary over there on no whim and just leave him goddamn assed out.
Well, let me say this though, to counter that.
She's just beeping. Hold on,
boy. Yeah, you zooming over there. You lit.
What's going on? I need to put this shit on. Goddamn me.
You need me to hold on?
Go ahead.
In my opinion, I can see the people on the PBC side saying, "Hey, we're never gonna let what happened with Andy Ruiz happen ever again, where we beat the guy, we stop the guy, we get all the straps, but yet the rematch is still on their terms. We beat him in New York. The rematch is in Saudi Arabia. This was before the pandemic. Why are we having a rematch in Saudi Arabia out of all the places in the world? Oh, because they got the bag for us. But this guy got the belt and he don't want to fight there. Okay, we ain't got to fight it in your hometown. We ain't got to fight it in my country. But no, bro, like we gonna fight it in America though, because I got the belt. No, you get no rights to that. He even had to fight and negotiate for a bigger purse because he had already agreed to a purse for a rematch. That's ridiculous. We can't never let that happen again in boxing. And I think that's what makes Al Haymon so great. He learned from his mistakes and mistakes of others. But
real quick, Jonathan Sims, let me know what you mean about that, man. And I know you. I don't know if you're working or not, but you normally hop on. What you mean a term sheet is more than just the money? You know what I'm saying? I need to get a little bit more understanding of what you mean by that. If you can hop on. If you can't, it's all good. But
at Mike on Sport, I don't know. To be honest, term sheet is not only because he said that.
Yeah. I know
about the money.
Man,
it's about more than that.
I mean, it's gonna be about the money and the A side. And there we go. My guy jumped the sim, nigga. Asked and you share what the fucking the money.
Peace, King.
Turn me off. Jonathan, turn me off. Right? Turn me off. Then I bring you back on.
Can you hear me?
There we go. What's good, man?
What's poppin', brother? How y'all doing?
Man, we living life, man. Hopefully everything going good with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. You know, I'm always watching whether you cooking somebody and Madden. He got cooked.
Show. But let me know though, like what you mean about the term sheet.
So what's the question that you want? Well, in the term sheet, as I mentioned in the statement, it's more than just the money. It's the back end money, more or less, to say for its percentage. It's the concession split. Little nuances like, whose picture goes first? Where they're marketing, like, do they market in the Baltimore area more? Are they required to, stuff like that?
Now that starts to deal with the lawyers more so or less, like all that marketing shit. That's the zone and the promotion. I think what Bill Haney is just presenting is turns to a fight. The A side, you know what I'm saying, which is probably going to be Devin Haney, and everything else is going to be handled like the venue, the marketing, the PR, all that's done by the Zone and Matchroom and TGB or whoever Al Haymon is going to use for that promotional on that day. In my opinion, you could be right though.
Gary may not want all that in their hands, because if it does that, then they're going to demand bigger of the pot and the bigger split, especially on the back end. So when you right? I'm sorry.
That's why you got Al Haymon, right?
For sure. So that's why I'm only saying that a term agreement is more than just the payment. So one thing I want to enlighten the crowd about is, if you're applying for a job or anything like that, please don't just focus on the money aspect. Think about stuff like when it comes time for a raise and what percent you want to be allocated to that raise versus just that standard rate. So when it comes to negotiate, it's more than just the front end or the quote unquote money. What if you want to go to school? You may want to negotiate the fact that they pay for you to go to school for a position to be promoted to. So my whole thing is, I don't want people to just think that term sheet only equals money. It's more than just that. And you want to optimize and mitigate costs. Now, if you put all the power into one promoter's or one side's hand, they got you pretty much by the balls. And you don't want to do that, especially if you're your own boss, or if you've been someone in the game like Al Haymon, who has been as long as he has. So
like Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, for example, so the brother mentioned Andy Ruiz, and that's why Wilder turned down the deals, because he was just like, that's the issue with them Brits over there. AJ is not the A side if he lose. It's just, that's not the case. He's not the A side if he lose. So I just want to make sure the people understand, like, let me say this. I agree overall where Bill is coming from, far as the term sheet versus, it being a contract. But I just don't think we should just, yell and have raised pitchforks. I do think Gary should have kept quiet. I don't know if he necessarily should have put that out there. He should have. It's a good drink. I think he quiet and contacted him in good faith. But a term sheet is more than just money, and that's one thing I wanted to highlight and emphasize. Just about the money. You could send the fighter the money, and then he's a slave to whatever the promoter or the A side says. And you kind of want to negotiate that to have balance, because Bill Haney even mentioned when he was with 78 Sports about, if Gary loses, come fuck with us, is what he said, and we gonna, continue your career. We're gonna have some other fights for you and stuff like that. If that wasn't in the term sheet agreement, that may be another reason why Gary said, no, I'm not signing this, because that what we talked about wasn't in there. So like I said, I just want to make sure people understand that a term sheet agreement be a high level outline of what you're going to agree to in principle when the contract gets to you. In business, it's like a sales order, and then you got a purchase order, and then some companies may have net 30 terms, net 60 terms as far as their payment, while some got to pay right away. Some people may be able to get a LTL shipment and pay on consignment, meaning once the product starts to sell off the shelves, then they will pay the supplier back. So like I said, man, just understand that agreement terms are more than just payment. Because we are be exposed to this stuff that they're exposing us to, and as fans choosing a side and making one party look bad, but we want to play our roles as fans so we could become more knowledgeable about just the game of life and business and how contracts are negotiated. Now, to me, in that an addendum, and Gary should have redlined his contract and sent it back to Bill, so then Bill can revise and then send it back, and that's where the negotiation and communication aspect comes from. But to me, Gary kind of go ahead.
Who do you feel like more blame should lie on for this fight not getting across the line? Is it Team Gary Russell, which includes Gary Haymon and whoever else is involved, or is it Matchroom, The Zone, Bill Haney, and Devin Haney?
It's a good question, Mike. I think on the surface is you could say Gary, far as what we know, And that's that's me just being obliging to what we know, because there's a lot of it that we don't know. And I think that where Gary made the biggest mistake is he should have kept that part of the contract in-house and called Bill from man to man and said, hey, if y'all really want this fight, help me and my lawyers understand what it is that you sent me. Was this a contract or was this a term sheet? Because this could just be communication issue where Gary told his lawyers, hey, this is a contract, and they said, no, it ain't. If it was a contract, then why haven't the promotion side agreed on the fight? They haven't even agreed upon that. So this is not a contract. And it was really just the term sheet, and Gary misspoke. Now, I'm just keeping it as simple as possible, but it could have been something that simple where and to the opponent thing, I think that it could be a number of things. It could be Gary bluffing with his opponent to get Bill and them adhere to their needs and wants. It could be a contractual issue with the opponent that he's not allowed to disclose that until a certain time or date or progression within the fight. So I think it's a number of things to why he may have not answered your question about who that next opponent could be.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, man, all this shit, to me, it's for you. That's why you hire lawyers and advisors for that. If y'all want to fight, man, bro, 60-40, 70, 65, whatever. Make the fight happen, bro. All this right here, it sounds great. It sounds provocative. It sounds like really neither one is to blame. Like you said, it could be just miscommunication. But at the end of the day, shit, in the back in the old days, shit, if you wanted to fight me, nigga, we was gonna fight. Everything else gonna play itself out. Gary, you coming up, trying to get a shot at the title right away. You've been a long-standing champion. I'm the young hot thing on the block. That shit is doing my thing. So it is what it is, man. But I'm just I don't want to say I'm disappointed, because I feel like, honestly, I feel like Gary should get a introduction to 135 before he just hop in the ring with somebody like Devin Haney. Get him a fight so he can really get used to the weight, you know what I'm saying? Get used to that 135, because it's gonna be different, you know what I'm saying? 9 pounds, and you may be a little bit more sluggish, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of like what he did, though. The little hype, the little media train that he been on the last month and a half, having his name out there in the media associated with Terrence Crawford, associated with goddamn me Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? So that's really done a lot for his fandom, because more people, you know what I'm saying, have seen what kind of personality that he has when he talks, you know what I'm saying? Because he talks a lot of shit, so people tend to like that. So with that being said, I think it was a good little PR campaign, but like we all probably know, like, he's gonna be fighting somebody on PBC. Maybe Fortuna, maybe somebody else, maybe somebody, maybe like an Abner Mares. He's been talking about, like, he wants to fight again. So who knows, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think this was, I don't want to say it was done for clout, but it was done for clout. Mark Nash.
My man, thank you again for having me on the panel. Salute to everybody up here. Shout out to everybody watching, listening, whether you're listening now or later. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think, man. Mike, I got a question that I'm gonna propose to you and the other gentleman up here. What's your name again, my brother?
Jonathan or John, whatever one kind of suits you, but I go by Jonathan Sims. Yeah,
Jonathan Sims. He want to be called Jonathan Sims. I'm gonna call him Jonathan Sims. All right, but real talk, my man. Let me ask you this: is it possible? Two questions. One, is it possible that the fight has just gotten bigger, and now Gary feels like, man, I should get more than just that guarantee of 1.5? I want some of the back end. Is he valid for saying that because the fight is bigger? Second question, let that sizzle. You too, Mike. Is it possible just the fight is bigger? Because everybody's mad at Mr. Gary because he wants some of the back end now. You ain't just going to give me your purse. No, I want some of that back end. I want some of that pay-per-view too. That's possible. Is that fair? Because I think he's getting a lot of blame because they say, oh, you asking for more now. Now you ducking. No, this is just now his people are getting involved because he's out here really basically promoting himself. That's why I asked Mike, who's his promoter? Because I see him promoting himself. You basically. So the second question is it possible that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is getting what he wants right now, and we're all talking about him? Is it possible that he's trolling? Is that possible? Because all of his name got in everybody's mouth when he started talking about how I broke Bud Crawford's jaw when we was in the amateurs. And everybody got on fire. We talking about that. Kell Brook, 1.5. No, give me the 1.5. Devin stepped him. No, I got that 1.5 for you, shawty. Okay. So is it possible that the fight is just bigger and he wants more? Or is he trolling? And he's just doing what trolls do, because he's saying with a straight face and he don't have colorful hair, don't mean he ain't trolling. That's all I got.
Mike, you want to take this one first?
I mean, I think I kind of touched on it, man. It's possible, like, either way, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, maybe they knew shit. They was never going to take the fight, you know what I'm saying, to begin with. Maybe they knew they already had a plan, or had a somebody down the road that they wanted to fight on the PBC side, and they felt like this was good publicity for Gary. Like I'm pretty sure more people are going to be tuned in to his next fight, no matter who he fights, just because of what he's done in the media. You know what I'm saying? So it's entirely possible, but sometimes when Gary talks, you know what I'm saying, I kind of take him at his word. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much with anybody. But it's. I don't think, man, you know what? Shit. Fuck it. I don't know. Honestly.
Hey, Mike, well, let me say this. Mike, I think no matter what happens right now, whoever either one of these guys fight this year, we want to still see them fight now. So Gary said no matter what, his next fight is going to be at 135. We know Devin has a date he wants to try to get to, which is November the 7th, according to Mr. Haney. So no matter what happens at this point, we're going to compare their opponent and how they did against that opponent. And we all want to see that. So if they don't fight in November the 7th, Devin said was like, man, this dude, Dr. Seuss big capping. He talking about doing a weigh-in on Christmas and fighting on day of the Christmas. What, you ever heard that? I agree. I've been trying to find it right now. If somebody knows, put it in the comment, smash that like. Put it in the chat. Let me know. But my whole point is, no matter what happens now, Gary said he's fighting at 135, his next fight this year. What are we looking at top of next year, early spring? Are we still feeling the sizzle with this? Do we care about what happens with Teofimo and Loma? Like, do we want the winner of that to fight Devin? Because if Teofimo wins or Loma wins, and they say, yeah, I'll fight Devin, did Gary just miss his opportunity? Because I'm sure he's not going to want to fight Gary no more, because it's not a bigger fight than fighting Loma or Teofimo, because you would be unified.
That's why Tank Davis. Like, he still has Tank Davis over there. And it can be argued that Gervonta Davis is a bigger star than what Devin is right now. And once he beats Leo Santa Cruz, that stardom is just going to get bigger and bigger. Al Haymon is not going to let somebody outwit him. You know what I'm saying? You think Gary's going to suffer because he didn't fight Devin? No, Gary's going to probably have a payday coming down the line if he continues to win. And maybe Tank could take that for the DMV area, because Gary has been talking disrespectful towards Mayweather and Tank Davis in the past. You know what I'm saying? I seen him on Barbershop Conversations calling man a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually called Mayweather a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure Mayweather got this shit checked off, and Gervonta got that shit checked off, and they want to see Gary. But let me bring my guy Easy Work Boxing, man. What's going on, brother?
How y'all doing, man? Thank you for inviting me on the channel, man. I really don't know what the comments on, or what everybody's talking about at this point. I'd like to be, filled in so I know what I'm.
Oh, we just talking about the little Gary Russell and Devin Haney situation. We heard from Bill Haney that Gary let, in Bill Haney's eyes, it was just a term sheet that he was going to present back to the zone and Matchroom, and Gary felt the way because he didn't see Matchroom or the Zone name on the little term sheet, he wasn't gonna commit to it. So Bill Haney was like, that ain't how you do business. We ain't trying to lock it down right now. You know what I'm saying? But we just trying to agree to terms so we can present it to our network and our promoter, and everything else should go by, you know what I'm saying, smoothly. But Gary felt the way about that.
Mr. Bill Haney, if y'all ain't checked out World Combat Sports, we talked yesterday on World Combat Sports. We had a nice little disagreement on that. And I just feel that Bill Haney, in my opinion, already knew about the situation of this fight. Why would you get on Fight Hype and tell the public yourself that the Zone themselves have sent Gary Russell a contract and has agreed to everything that he wanted live? And now when you send a contract and Gary tells the people there's no promoter on there, there's no venue on there, and then you send him a blank check. So evidently, it's clearly out there.
It wasn't literally a blank check. What Gary was referring to, if you're sending me a contract without a promoter and a network, then it's pretty much like you telling me ain't no money there, and that's why he said a blank check. You know what I'm saying?
There is no need to send a contract. He stated himself, Mr. Bill Haney, Fight Hype has sent the contract. Why would Fight Hype send a contract and now they are saying they have to pick up a fight that they sent the contract for?
No. Bill Haney was saying we doing this ourselves. Like we just played the audio. He said we doing this ourselves, brother. Like this is something that me, Devin Haney as bosses and Gary Russell as bosses are handling ourselves and trying to get this term sheet locked down. Because once you agree to terms, Matchroom and the Zone should push it right on through. $1.5 million. That's light.
Exactly. This boss's term is evidently this contract sending this whole situation shows that there's no bosses here. They're out there and they have to ask
That's damn sure.
The Zone, hey, can we have this fight? Because if Devin Haney Promotions wanted this fight, and if it was legit, we have this fight.
I agree with that.
The boss.
I don't know if I technically agree with that. I think what Bill said was true as far as.
But look, no, I don't just say real quick. Give me like 5 seconds. If Bill Haney got to go back to the Zone and Matchroom, and Gary got to go back to Al, they ain't really the bosses that they reporting back to somebody. You feel me? But go ahead.
Well, like I'm gonna take the words from Bill because he said it perfectly. Even the boss got to get approval from the network. The NFL got to get approval from ABC and Fox or ESPN.
If the NFL say, bro, we leaving, they gon' suck every NFL player nuts for the niggas not to leave. You know I ain't lying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Fox, they bread and butter is the NFL.
And I'm not denying that, but what I'm simply saying is you can still be a boss, but still have to get approval because this is two networks. This is two conjoining parties coming together. So Bill Haney is the boss over his team, is the boss over the promotion and the team and whatnot. But they still got to get approval from the network. I mean, it's like, all right, and you got something called a bidding process, and they call it a RFX. And some people do a RFP, a RFI, and it's called request for a bid or request for information. What Bill would do is once the terms is agreed upon, which terms, a term sheet is defined as a non-binding agreement that shows the basic terms and conditions of an investment. The term sheet serves as a template and basis for more detailed, legally binding documents. So once the term sheet is agreed upon, he's essentially cutting out the vetting process of other networks and going straight to one that he's familiar with doing work with. But what Bill could do is open up a bidding process for other networks to bid for that fight, but it's not that popular. And they're used to doing business with the Zone. But Bill is his own boss. It's just that he still has to get the network to put the show on. If not, Bill, I mean, the only other thing he could do as a boss is have his own network.
I will say this, Bill It's formed if DHP is real, yes, he is his own boss, as being the president of his son's company. But one thing we must understand, bosses answer to nobody. Real bosses answer to nobody. Now, if you're in a joint situation, yes, you have to deal with other people, but say that. That's all we're saying. We don't get on the public in front of the people and say, y'all running the show. Because see, now this is causing so much controversy behind the matter. If y'all would have got on there and said, hey, Devin Haney, we want the fight, we're going to go talk to Matchroom Sports, the Zone, and see if they want to agree with it. But when you coming out and you're saying that this fight already, the Zone is with it, the Zone has sent the contract, and then their name is not even on what you just stated, the agreement, their name is not even on the agreement, somebody is lying. The stories are not matching up. I think Gary Russell Jr. wants this fight desperately. I think he needs this fight. Not only if he beats Devin Haney, he could get a shot at Loma again. And I just got this from Boxing Logics. He was just on my channel. I just don't see the way people are saying it, that Gary Russell don't want this fight. He went to the 1.5. They came out of nowhere and offered this to this man. He was arguing with Terrence Crawford.
Facts.
He was handling the situation with Terrence Crawford. You came out of nowhere. I got you 1.5. Come on over here. I'll fight you. Gary said, okay, I agree to it. Now it's stipulations. Now the Zone ain't got nothing to do with it. Now the Zone got to pick up the fight. I mean, come on now. The proof in the pudding.
Well, what his brother Batman was on Fanon's channel. His argument to that was they wanted the Zone name or Matchroom Boxing's name on the contract to make them financially liable and responsible, to make sure they are on board, basically. To what's the, I think it's a legal term, like financially solvent.
Liable. Yeah, I can understand that, but even still, the thing is, put everything out there straight and narrow. You know, don't be out there saying this and saying that. Tell us exactly what we need to know, so we wouldn't even be having this discussion right now. You know what I'm saying? If you came out from jump and said, okay, we offered you this, we're going to see what, 3 weeks ago, we'd have known this would have happened. If they would have just talked to Eddie Hearn them and the Zone them, and they would say, no, we're not going to do it. We would have been known this. We've been arguing 3 weeks, pushing the fight up, making it big as hell, and now we can't have it.
Well, Bill Haney said that just recently. He said the Zone offered zero. They didn't want to pay nothing for this fight.
So exactly. Thank you.
That's what he said. He said that first. He said because Gary was like, "Why you never come back to me? You ain't never hit me back with a counter offer." He said because the counter offer was zero.
Okay, and that counter offer was zero. So why didn't Bill Haney come to the public and tell them that the Zone didn't want that fight instead of leading us on for 2 more weeks? 2 more weeks. When he
one thing Bill did say, excuse me, I'm sorry, but one thing Bill did say is we offered Gary 1.5 million of DHP's personal money for the fight, and he turned that down. So he said he asked him what you want to do, and I think that's where the other part of the if you lose, we still got fights, but you got to come under our umbrella. So basically, fight under DHP umbrella. If you sign the contract and we give you the direct payment from DHP versus it coming from the Zone or other sources, as far as compensation of the revenue.
Boxers to fight each other.
Say that again.
When did boxers pay each other to fight each other? This is something new I'm hearing about, because I thought promotional companies paid fighters to fight each other.
Well, I think Devin Haney, I think Bill was going to be paying from Devin Haney Promotions to pay Gary versus getting it from the Zone, or they all put money into a pot to pay the fighters. So it will be their own money. That's why the brother, Mr. Nash, said that they're willing to basically bet the whole company on Devin winning if they lose their employment line.
They should. Who wouldn't? He bigger. He a good fighter. I bet my company on it too. You supposed to win. He's supposed to win. I would bet my entire.
But I'm sorry, sir. How you say your name? Easy work boxing. That's what's up, man. I seen you somewhere else too, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you be out here grinding, bro. I seen your name before. I've never seen the face though to go with the comments though.
Appreciate you.
Peace, man. But that's where the problem is coming in at. Batman was on Fanon after Gary got off, and like I keep bringing his name up because they said he was the mouthpiece for the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like if he said, yeah, man, I'm with it, man. Like he's speaking for me because I don't really be up here, quote unquote. But he's up here though every day.
Yeah, every day.
He say he ain't no. I don't be on the internet. You on the internet now, bro. You here? You with us?
He popping in all up.
You with us now, Gary. Stop saying I don't with that internet, bro. You are with us. Okay, so but look, let me get back to the science of it. But at the end of the day, now Batman is saying they want back end money. He said, hey, what fighter gives up their purse? You giving up your purse? That's because you trying to do something. See, I was always told you, let somebody talk long enough, you tell them who they, bruh. He should get a bigger cut. I'm paying you out of my pocket from Devin Haney promotion. It's not a Gary Russell Jr. promotion.
True. Now, if that's the situation, true. He should.
What's the problem? What's the problem? I'm betting on me. I'm selling this fight, and like he's doing now.
I slightly disagree with that, man. It takes two people to tango. Now, far as the 1.5.
No. It takes two fighters, but the promoter is the business side of it. It's not a Gary Russell. Gary Russell can't get paid what the promoter get paid if he's not promoting the fight.
And the promoter can't get paid. But the fighter gonna take home majority of the pot. But what I'm saying is, far as the 1.5, that is a legally binding agreement. It's like a handshake deal. So he technically can't ask for more on the 1.5 aspect. That's why if you go back, LeBron did a commercial on Nokia, and somebody said, "I bet my life savings LeBron doesn't drive a Kia." And then he looked at his lawyer and said, "I'll be on my way to collect that money because that's a binding agreement." So Gary is legally binded to the 1.5 on the surface level. But any person who understands business understands that you negotiate the back end side. So this is why Gary denied the term sheet, because that term sheet very well could have said, we taking all the money and on the back end you might get 10%. And he like, hell no, I agreed to the 1.5, but I'm not agreeing to 90-10 on the back end. So I do think that the promoter who puts up majority of the revenue, but Gary would be a fool to say, all right, y'all just get to have most of the money because you guys are doing everything for the fight. And this is the fight. You do a joint venture.
Gary never said the joint venture. He said, I'm going to fight on your network, on your terms. But it's almost like you kind of add a little more to it than what he said. No disrespect, Mr. Sims, but he never said I wanted to do a joint venture. He's not even calling for a joint venture now. I don't know where that came from.
Never said that.
Go explain that to me.
Well, what he telling us and what he negotiates, I think that on the surface term, what Gary is trying to do to the public is make it seem like he's willing to do whatever it takes to make the fight happen. But his team, right, the people who are doing the legal stuff are probably telling him, yeah, we could do this, or it's not smart to do that. And I think on the back end, that's where Gary is allowing his team to do what they do. Because like I said, anybody in business knows, like, you don't just give all the power to one party. If that's the case, he better off taking 1.5 million and going to fight under Devin Haney promotion after he loses.
Not necessarily.
We're going to go around the panel real quick. Give me y'all final thoughts on this Gary Russell and Devin Haney situation. And if you ain't talking, just put your mic on. Then when you want to talk, just unmute. It's kind of like give me some background or like back feed. Yeah. Start with you though, Mr. Easy Box. Take it over.
Yo, what was the question again? I'm sorry. Repeat that for me. How you want us to
Just give
talk
me
about it?
your final thoughts on how you feel about the Gary Russell and Devin Haney situation. Does the fight need to happen? If it does happen, who do you got winning? And who fault is it? Like those three questions.
To happen, I think it's one of those top fights right now. You know, in the Charlo cards coming up, I think that it's brought a little hype to it. And as bad as the zone needs the money, their money is with Hello, I think it's going to be the push. I think a lot of people will go and open up their subscriptions for the zone just to see this one particular fight. So whoever is involved in whatever is going on with the contracts, I think this is a good move for the zone. I think a lot of people will go out there and put $20 on their card just to see this fight. And I would like to see this fight. And as far as who will win, me knowing boxing, and as long as I watch it, I'm going to go with Devin Haney. And there's no disrespect to Gary Russell Jr. It's not that I don't feel he's a good fighter. It's just that a big, good man always beats a small, good man. So I'm going to roll with Devin Haney on that.
Jonathan Sims, on you.
My bad. I didn't hear all the questions, Mike. Can you go through them real quick?
Oh, shit. If the fight happens, who wins? And should the fight happen? And who overall, who are we putting the blame on if the fight don't happen? I know you kind of answered it. Just reiterate it for the people.
That the fight should happen. I think it would be a good fight. One thing I'll do is give credit to Gary for his testicular fortitude winning the fight, whoever win that. I do have favored Devin from what I've seen thus far, but you know, I don't think we should sleep on Gary because he's a vet in the game. But you know, I think I'm a favor of the brother Devin Haney. If the fight doesn't happen, man, if we're just talking about right now in the present term, I think you push it on Gary. But as things unravel and we get more insight and stuff, I think that'll be more telling on who's at fault. But if we're just going off what we know right now, I think it's Gary, just for the simple fact that he denied a term sheet. It's like Bill said, it's just a term sheet.
Mark Nash, on you, big dog. Should the fight happen? If the fight does happen, who do you got winning? And overall, who are you putting the blame on? And I got my guy Charlo coming on too. Charlo, I'm gonna get to you next, big dog.
No doubt, no doubt.
Hey man, I ain't gonna hog the mic up. I'm gonna keep it short and simple, Mike. Once again, thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Shout out to everybody on the panel taking your time out. Mike, of course the fight should happen. This fight is huge. This fight is major. This fight is being hyped up through social media. It got all the bloggers talking. It got casuals talking because Devin is a star. And Gary Russell was just talking about breaking Terrence's jaw. So his fans are watching. This is a big fight. Yes, it should happen. If it doesn't happen, who takes the blame? Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, PBC. They are to blame at the end of the day if we can't get this deal done. Because these guys are out here promoting themselves. Literally. They're on the internet every day promoting themselves, making the deals through situations like this. These guys are sitting somewhere in their lofts, in their offices. They're not trying to make it get done. This fight should happen. Who would win the fight? I don't know, man. I don't know. But smart money would say bet on the youth, bet on the size, the reach. Some would say bet on the skill set. And I think as great as Mr. Gary Russell's skill set is, Devin Haney is just going to be a little bit too much, and I think he's going to find a way to win. But like I said, the blame has to be on PB because they're not even promoting Charlo, Leo, Tank. The Charlo has a double header coming up in a couple weeks. Nobody's talking about that.
They just came out with a poster, man. They came out with
a poster. Bro, man, Leo, Tank.
But you know,
bro, nobody's talking about that. And that fight is coming up. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get my shit off, and I'm gonna close it out.
I'm saying,
I got to end it with a bang.
When is the Charlo fight?
The 26th
of September.
Right.
Oh yeah, they fucking up.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. But I'm just saying you're not even pushing that. So why not put some money into this? That they're trying to say, let's put it for November or December. Like, what are you guys doing? They're not promoting and pushing nothing, man. These guys out here working hard. I'm a fan of both fighters. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna still be a fan of both fighters. It's sad. It'll be sad and disappointed that if we don't get this fight this year. But if I was to get it March of next year, I wouldn't be mad. March or April of next year, I wouldn't be mad.
All right, Charlo, man, coming to you, my dog. Have you been listening and like following everything with the Haney-Russell and Devin Haney shit?
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? How you feel about the blame? Who should be the blame in this scenario?
Yeah, man, I'm a Gary Jr. fan and a Haney fan as well. But obviously, I followed Gary longer since he's been on longer. And yeah, I think I'll blame Gary just because the simple fact that he's been the one throwing all the smoke out there and telling everyone he wants this and he wants that and he don't care how much money and this and that and the third. And now if it's gonna be canceled, I'm gonna have to say it was because of him, because Haney out there making noise. Well, at least the dad is making real noise, so they seem serious about wanting it. I don't think they trying to dead it. And I don't think they wrote something too grimy or too sketchy on that contract or whatever you want to call it that's gonna stop the fight. I doubt it, because when I heard not Devin Haney, but the dad's interview on a couple of shows, he kept saying that they made that contract or that whatever y'all want to call it, they made it so sweet that it was basically unrefusable. So I mean, like I said, I'll blame Gary if the fight doesn't go on. And I don't want it March of next year, like Homeboy said. I want that shit today, tomorrow, next week. The faster, the better.
So you saying it should happen. So next question, who you got winning?
Oh, sorry, bro. Damn. Shit, I can't call this show. I'm sorry, bro.
Try to reconnect with that. Well, I'm gonna kick you from the studio. Just try to reconnect. But look, man, I can't really say the blame lies on anybody, man. Honestly, man. Gary sees some things in the term sheet that he didn't really like. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of said it was red flags and kind of backed up from it, and it's kind of a lame excuse to me, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, everybody has their prerogative, everybody has their intuition, and maybe some just told them that this shit just don't look right from the jump, and maybe that's something, or someone was Al Heyman who saw the term sheet. So I'm not even too much really sweating this fight, because I've always had my reservations about it, because just the way it was getting done, everybody was saying, I'm so eager. I want to, when shit is that sweet, man, that shit ain't right. That shit it don't seem authentic, you know what I'm saying? It seems like it's goddamn me, it's factory made, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna fall apart at any minute. It ain't made with no love, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yeah, we gonna do it. We both bosses and all that. It was just like it seemed like it was an ego thing. It was more of a bravado thing. Everybody wanted to be bosses. Everybody was talking shit, but we gotta go back and report to somebody and get it approved. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of always had my reservations about that shit happening. And at the end of the day, man, I'm not putting blame on anybody. Devin Haney's out here making noise. Gary making noise, Devin Haney's dad making noise. So everybody got their own narrative. Everybody got their own story. It's always his side, they side, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the truth lies in, I don't motherfucking know. But at the end of the day, the fight should happen. And if the fight does happen, some people say, man, when you a veteran, man, and these young guys start popping up, Erickson Lubin started popping up at Janelle. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Canelo started popping up at Mayweather. What happened to him? Not saying Gary is on the level of Mayweather, but we all thought Erickson Lubin was the goods. I know I did.
I did.
Canelo thought he was the goods. Oscar did. They put him in with Floyd. Just because you think you the goods. Gary, a two-time Olympian, two-time silver medalist. He got pedigree. He was the face of the Olympic team. So he's seen all the styles. Ain't nothing that I believe Devin's gonna bring that motherfucking Gary ain't seen, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because Devin been through the doghouse since he was 16 years old, pro down in Mexico, just fighting anybody he can, just to get his record up. So I respect his route too. But at the end of the day, man, shit, Jordan had to teach Kobe. I ain't saying Gary Jordan. I'm not saying Gary Jordan. I'm not saying that, y'all.
Who has Devin fought that's close to Mr. Gary Russell? Jordan?
That's what I'm saying, though.
Close.
But the weight
does
matter.
Half of it.
We all know when you first start out, these niggas is sucking down to the smallest that they can get. In my opinion, Devin should be at 147 right now, and I ain't bullshit. He got the frame. And he gonna grow into it, but we all know when you're young.
I think he want to win the titles on the way up.
Exactly. That's what you do in boxing. When you're young, you shrink down to 135. You get unified, or you become champion. Then you go up to 140, become unified or undisputed. Then you go up to 147 and make your real money. But
he doing what Terrence Crawford did.
So what now?
He doing what Terrence Crawford did.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I believe size is gonna play a part. And I don't know, man. I seen JoJo Diaz started to come on a little bit. Even though Gary got a UD and Gary did it, JoJo came on a little bit towards the end. He was like, nigga, I'm still here. And if JoJo
he was shifting Gary's body at times. He was hitting Gary, and Gary's whole body was shifting.
If JoJo coming on, goddamn Devin coming on like a motherfucking lion. And with that being said, man, I would have to lean my hat towards Devin Haney just because the sheer size, and I believe the skill set is niggas right here. They both right here. So
you know what time it is, Mike. You talking about Canelo, man. Did you bet on Canelo against Mayweather?
Yeah, I wasn't even watching boxing when the niggas fought.
No.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, I
be real with you.
I put my money on Floyd.
Both examples you used was kind of weird to me. I'm like, I was still betting on the other guy. Like,
I'm just saying they thought. It was people that was betting on Canelo, not you, but he had a whole lot of countrymen that believed in it and is a redhead ass. A lot of people betting on fucking everything.
I ain't gonna lie. You're right.
Real quick, man. Let's get to some shit that I gotta bring up right quick that I wanted to knock out. Price point. The U.S. Showtime pay-per-view price for Jamal Charlo, Sergey Derevyanchenko, Jamel Charlo, and Yesin Rosario will be $74.95 on September 26th. Fair. Yeah, I'm gonna ask y'all the question and the fans too out there. I just need a Y or an N from everybody in the chat. I'm gonna pass it to Easy Work Boxing first. Fair price point?
One, no. I mean, it's a fair price if you want to pay for it. If you're a Charlo fan, yeah, buy it. But as right now, that is not gonna sell in a pandemic, and the Charlo brothers are not well-known, house-known names. I think that was a bad mistake, and they did horrible in their last card. I think pay-per-view right now is not good for them. I think they should put this on regular TV to broadcast it better. People will get a better chance to see who are the Charlo brothers instead of pay-per-view when nobody really watched boxing, especially in our community, in the black community. As black men, we all know you can walk down right now the street and ask somebody, you know, Devontae Tank Davis, they're going to say, who is that? He shot somebody? You know what I'm saying? They're going to say something like that. They ain't going to say he a boxing champion. No, they ain't going to say that. So I think, just that's what it is about it, man.
Jonathan?
Real quick, they listed Maul first. Is he the headline? Is he the main event?
No. I thought. Now look, I'm gonna tell you my thought process. At first, I thought it was Jamal, but then it came out. People started showing me posters and seeing, oh no, Jamil is the headline. But now when you come with this, I think it was just the way Michael Benson typed it out. You know what I'm saying? PBC.
But I know a lot of people gonna disagree. But personally, I think Jamal should be the main event. But that's a whole nother conversation. You agree? You agree, Mike?
Yeah. But
I too, because I think he has higher upside far as his competition and where his career is going to go.
Like right now, who a bigger star? Jamal or Jamil? Jamal's the biggest star right now. So I thought he should be, you know what I'm saying, headline. But they saying that Jamil is in a better fight, so that's why it's a unification fight. 3 belts on the line. Well, not the 3.
I mean, there are more belts on the line, but I think from a chess not checker standpoint, you should make Jamal the headline because there's more upside far as where his career can go, being that he fighting at 160 and 168. But nevertheless, I mean, I'm not mad at it from a boxing purist standpoint. I'm not mad at the pay-per-view because I think I'm getting bang for my buck with all the fights on there and the championship fights. But from a pandemic and fan aspect, it's kind of tight. If the stimulus checks come out around that time, I think it'll survive. But if not, it might not do so well. And that's going to be the backlash because you still got other pay-per-view fights. You got Earl coming out. And who knows, Wilder and Fury still going to fight. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I'm kind of 50-50 with it because, you know, people going to be stuck at home still too. So that may force them to have something to do as far as watching the fight.
Mark Nash, man, you there, homie? Or if not, okay.
1,000% here.
Fair price point?
Price point. During the pandemic, it's kind of tough, man. And it's saying a lot about what they're marketing for. I guess they're asking themselves, what does it take for us to get our money back? How many buys do we need in America, you know, to get our money back? What is the purse for the Charlos? Because think about it. You do have 3 different countries right here watching the fight. You have the Charlos in the U.S. You have the Ukrainians watching for their guy. And I'm sure the Dominican Republican community is going to be rooting for Jensen Rosario. You get what I'm saying? So you do have 3 countries watching this event. So it is possible that it can be a success. And what you call a success is all about what do you put into it and how much it's costing you and how much you're getting back. You know what I'm saying? SNLs basically, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you look at it. What do you call, like, I don't know these guys' purses for this fight, but I'm sure it's not going to be any fans there if I'm not mistaken, right? They're not doing no open arenas that we was talking about earlier. So win, lose, or draw, man, I'm excited about it though. I do want to see it all happen. And I do think it's going to be a Charlo show all night.
I was thinking 74.95 was a little bit too high, you know what I'm saying, seeing that it is the Charlo's first time on pay-per-view, but I understand that, like you said, it's about SNLs, and they really ain't spending none right now on promotion, so everything that's coming back to them is coming back straight, you know what I'm saying, because they ain't flying nobody out nowhere. They ain't having these ballrooms or meeting rooms reserved for press conferences, and they ain't having camera crews come in, so they saving on a lot of money right now. So when you look at 74.95, I was hoping it was going to be in the range like 59, you know what I'm saying, somewhere around there, like maybe 49 for regular and 59 for like HD, but 74.95, you got the Charlo brothers on the card, and you got some other names on the card that's pretty notable too. So everybody got to get paid, and that's how you pay them. You know what I'm saying? You don't spend much on promotion, and you put it as $75 for the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you guys, they hoping they can do what, I mean, they realistically hoping they can probably do about 250, maybe 300,000. If they do anything above 300,000, I think they're gonna look at it like a big time success, and maybe they'll do it. But Mel and Harrison was free, Trey Miller. It's something different about goddamn me nigga regular Fox and goddamn me Fox pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? When you ain't gotta do nothing but push a button and that shit can go on saying gonna be on your TV automatically, or then you gotta push a button, then put your fucking credit card number in, you gonna think twice when you put that credit card number in. I'm just being real with you. But at the end of the day, fair price point, you gotta pay the fighters. And if people gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it, regardless of what I say or what anybody says. Real quick, something nice that happened. Ryan Burnett got married, and guess who seen him when he was on his honeymoon? Your guy that beat him in the World Boxing Super Series, my guy Nonito Donaire, sent him a goddamn bottle of Ace of Spades, it looked like, to his room, and wished him a happy honeymoon and a good marriage. So big ups to Nonito Donaire. It was a little fluky victory, you know what I'm saying? Ryan got hurt, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Boxing full circle, you know what I'm saying? You see him out, you can congratulate him and let everybody know boxing ain't got to be personal, man. We business partners at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We working together trying to get that greater good. And since you helped me make some money, here, look, I got them Ace of Spades on me, my nigga. Straight up, you feel me? The last thing that we're going to get to, man. Bob Arum has declared that he is optimistic about Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 and will take place on December 19th at the new Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. He said they are moving ahead with plans to see 10 to 15,000 fans at the 65,000 capacity of venue. And that's no surprise. If you watched the game last night and you seen fans in the arenas at the Chiefs game, then you knew it was going to be a matter of time before boxing for their big fights and UFC for their big fights, they're gonna start having these arenas. You know what I'm saying? If the football can do it, boxing is gonna be like, ain't no way that we can't do it. And I don't know if the Raiders playing in this arena coming up this weekend, but if they do and they have fans, I believe that the fight is definitely on track for December 19th. I want to get y'all's opinion. I'm gonna start with Jonathan Sim first this time. Then we're gonna go to easy work.
I definitely agree with you, Mike. Especially if the Raiders got fans in their stadium, and I do believe that they're going to be playing. So I'm on board with you. I definitely think that it's a go. And you know, when you look at the numbers, if the Wilder can do 15, 16,000, that's normally what it would have done in a regular stadium. So. My question is, do they hike the prices up? For the stadium, that is. For the stadium.
I mean, it's in Vegas. So, I mean, the last ticket prices weren't cheap. So I don't think they're going to hike them any more than what they did last time. Because when you look at a Wilder Fury ticket last time, it was like the top shit was like $400-500. You know what I'm saying? So that shit ain't gonna be cheap. You know what I'm saying? Easy work.
I think for this is gonna be a major fight. I think especially if they would have pushed the controversy that most of the big channels don't want to talk about, ESPN, Fight Hype, about the glove situation. This fight would have did some major numbers. I think they would have needed the biggest stadium in the world that they need, because people are gonna go see this fight, bro. I don't, whether you dislike Wilder, you dislike Tyson Fury, everybody is going to see this fight. So whichever stadium they should pick, I think it needs to be the biggest one they could find, because people coming from the UK and everywhere to see this fight. They set this fight into more than just a racial standpoint. You know, this people are really wanting to see this, to see either one of these guys lose. And so I think they're gonna make a lot of money off this fight, and they need the biggest arena that's necessary for it. Because they coming to see this live.
Mark Nash.
I just want to echo what Easy Work Boxing was saying. But I think people have cabin fever, and they just want to get out and see their favorite event anyway. Boxing is kind of a niche sport. We don't have a network like NFL or NBA or hockey or golf channel. We got to get our work right here on the internet. Every time we want to watch boxing or hear the latest boxing news, have a conversation or see what Bill Haney said today and get online and talk to him today. Mm-hmm. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, our sport is dirty. But I do want our sport to be cleaner. I do want us to get the fights that we want to see. I do want the fighters to be safe, but I do want the fighters to get paid and get paid like they putting their life on the line. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, Bob Arum and Don King shouldn't be out here rich, and our favorite fighters are poor and shaking somewhere. That's all I got for that.
And Mike, real quick, we will get to see what that Raiders stadium look like Monday, 9/21 at 8:15 when the Saints play the Raiders. And just further insight, in December, the Raiders only play at their stadium twice that month, the 13th and the 17th. The 27th is TBD. So that fight might be around the 27th because they're scheduled to be at home on the 27th, but it's TBD.
All right, cool. Oh man, y'all, Easy Work Boxing, man. Go ahead and give a shout out to your channel, man. Let people know where they can find you and follow you at.
Simply just, you see it on there, Easy Work Boxing. Please subscribe. No bias talk, no racism on our channel. I give them all credit. And, I thank y'all for allowing me on the platform to talk to y'all fellas, man. And I hope we be able to do this again. I just appreciate y'all time, man.
Anytime, homie, anytime. Mark Nash, man, go and give him a little taste of where you can be found at on YouTube and let them know what you do. You on mute. You can't give a shout to yourself when you're on mute now. You don't hear you.
You got me. Yeah. What's good, yo? Yeah, it's your man Mark Nash, like the shirt say. TAGMG Studios, Talent Inspires Greatness Media Group. You can find me on all platforms, all social medias. On all social media. It's MarqNash. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes. I got bars and beats for you for days. I'm an artist, producer, engineer, songwriter, website. I do the marketing, management, production of my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to get it popping, man.
Is you the dude who do rap videos? Like acting like the when they in the studio, that ain't you, is it?
What you mean acting like they're in the studio? I'm really in the studio.
No, you really okay. It's a dude who. No, I'm sorry. No disrespect, bro. Nothing like.
Oh no, it's all good. None taken.
You look like this guy who make the videos. He act like the rappers when they're in the studio, and
Nah, I don't do none of that.
I'm sorry.
But respect to anybody who do that though. You know what I'm saying? You get it how you get it. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I do got some videos on my channel where I do some in-studio performances. But you can check out my website, martinnash.com. You can get some merch there. Dreams require sleep, goals require effort. That is the brand. That's the movement. And yeah, man, shout out to Team Martin. Talent Inspires Greatness Media Group. That's my crew. You see the flag behind me? Yeah. And shout out to my man Mike Ross, the boss, Mike on Sports, for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform. Also allowing me to get that intro up there, get that thing looking right. You know what I'm saying? Because man, that joint is gonna be big, man. Like I'm proud of you, bro. I watched your journey, and it's just only getting bigger, man. Thank you again for the opportunity. But yeah, MarkNash.com.
My guy Jonathan Sims, man. Go on, let people know where they can find you at, man.
Mark, I didn't know you did the intro, man. That intro is fire. And I just went and followed both of you brothers. I don't do social media. I don't have a channel. You can catch me on Mike Gross Sports whenever he's streaming. And Mike Gross, I've been supporting the brother ever since he came to TBV, and we've had our back and forth conversations. But, I don't do social media, nothing like that. I'm just a father and a hardworking man. I just appreciate you having me on, sharing my business intellect. And, man, y'all stay safe out there. You know what I'm saying? It's much love. And I look forward to the next again.
Jonathan, you do it now. You like Gary Russell. I don't do the internet. You do the internet. You up here, man. You on the panel, baby.
You gotta get a channel now, bro.
Gotta get you a little green screen and backdrop, man. You up here, man. You a part of it, baby. Talk about how we do it.
You part of the people now, you know what I'm saying? Now
you got a good insight on a lot of, especially the background. I like that, man. You gotta create that channel, man. You gotta do that.
Real quick, man. Shout out to I Don't Want to Channel, PC Jacobs, Johnny, Jalen Abraham, Fresh BX, my guy Baki, Trey Miller, Rich James, Mr. Vegas, Joe Barron. God damn, big ups to everybody out there in the chat. Brian Francis for always supporting me. I appreciate it. You guys always make this episode fun, make it goddamn entertaining. Big ups to my guy D Nice, Ibrahim Mail, Bible English. Man, everybody out there in the chat, man, who always supports Mike on Sports, man. I really scat rants. My guy, what's going on? Gentlemen's game, what's good? I really do, man. Appreciate it. And but yeah, y'all know what I do. Y'all know how I get down, and y'all know what I'm about. With that being said, yo, Mike, drop that motherfucker beat on him. Yes, sir.
Sometimes you gotta give people their flowers. While they can still smell them. Mark Nash. Michael Gross, the boss. My nigga. My brother. Let's get this shit done, Mike. We all love sports, right? Mike Gross, the boss. This is Mike on Sports. He smoke competition, same time smoke a port. When it comes to debating, he's one of the greatest. Put him on the A-list over Kellerman and Bayless. If you missed the show, couldn't make it, just log on and click the playlist. That boy always working, not to be played with. Hit subscribe and the bell for the latest. Mike Gross, the boss. Mike on Sports. Right there from first bell, tip up and coin toss. Mike Gross, the boss. Mike on Sports. He call it how he see it. Either you won or you lost. Big games, big fights, rolling dubs up. You like the content, hater? Click the thumbs up. Cashapp, super chat, go all in. But do your research first before you call in.
Been waiting on. And yes, I am back. I am back.